Good afternoon and welcome to the Utrecht Degrowth Symposium. My name is Sanli Faez and I will be your host today, at least if I take literally what this Zoom app is calling me. On behalf of my co-organizers, Giuseppe, Laura, Olga, and Martin, I would like to open the symposium. As more people are getting connected from their homes, offices, from all over the world, perhaps I can buy them a few more minutes by telling you a personal story. I am an assistant professor in the physics department, and I earn my bread by teaching solid-state physics and experimental skills and building microscopes to use in my research. I use these microscopes to look at very, very small objects at the nanometer scale. And while focusing on the very tiny objects and their interactions, somewhat unspoken, I used to believe that the big issues are taken care of in the other department, for example, in the Copernicus Institute for Sustainability, which is literally just a few steps away from our lab. It is a bit embarrassing, but I admit that it was only a year ago that I realized perhaps that this is not a really fair share distribution of tasks, that they do the big issues and I look at the small objects, especially when we are facing such global crises such as climate change and biodiversity loss. In the physics community, we of course take research for sustainability very serious. Several colleagues of mine work very hard to make solar cells or batteries more efficient, or find better ways to make surface water drinkable or keep houses cool. Some of them also engage with companies to commercialize these inventions. But if I ask them, can we really scale these technologies up in time within our limited resources, they refer me again to the other department. That is why I started to talk to them. I mean, the people in the other department, and read their books and read the articles they write. So I learned about degrowth. As an outsider, I got interested in degrowth because it is a framework for solutions. At least it is internally consistent framework. And I like to learn its language, although I'm not really sure if the language is fully developed or if it is universally accepted. Unlike the other framework that speaks the common language of, money. Every scientist, even the nerdiest natural scientists and engineers, know the language. Don't take me wrong. I don't think anybody choose to work at the university to get rich, but valuation of technology, both in costs and benefits, is spoken in the language of monetary values. And that is something we all can understand. Even those who decry capitalism still understand this language. We know the language of patents, bitcoins, spin-offs, grants, awards, and we know that all these things in some way can buy time for us to do what we like the most. Talking for myself, to build microscopes. But when we talk about the other forms of value exchange, such as sharing, gift, care, equitable access, and similar terms that are necessary to describe a regenerating economy, even the most sympathetic ones among us look a bit puzzled. And even though we applaud these concepts and support this line of scholarly work, uh, we in the university may still ask ourselves, how can we accept degrowth and at the same time pay for the research time and invest in big research facilities or other big infrastructures? As simple-minded as it might sound, that is actually the question that bugs me a lot and has brought me to this stage today. And at this moment, before we proceed to the actual program, I would like to make a suggestion. Which questions are you bringing to this event? If you have pen and paper, or if you're more comfortable writing on your laptops or computers, please write this down. Ask yourself or share with us, what do you expect to be your takeaway from this symposium? Okay, so I also shared some polls with you. We of course had hoped to welcome you all in Utrecht and create a day of productive discussions and interactions like last year. We had with more than 300 participants. And this year we have even much more in this online symposium, but such big gatherings are no more responsibly possible for the time being. we told ourselves that having a dialogue about this topic is just too important to cancel, especially in the face of global economic downturn. And therefore, we moved the event online and tried to find alternative ways of making it an interactive program. We have tried to include a very wide range of expertise in our program. We have academics, activists, practitioners, scholars, but to have a lively program, we also need your engagement. So therefore, we ask you to share your insight and questions throughout the event. During the talks, you can use the Q&A tool. There's a QA button below the screen, and we will try to gather your questions, put them in front of the speakers and the panelists as much as time allows, of course. And during the break and after the symposium, you can actually engage in the discussions on the forum we have set up on the Mighty Networks, and you all have received the invitation to participate in that forum.